Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to UWS Women's Soccer here on Yellow Jacket TV in the pregame show, an abbreviated pregame show, sponsored by National Bank of Commerce with locations in Superior, Poplar, Solon Springs, Esco, Hermantown, Hibbing, and Duluth. National Bank of Commerce, make more possible. This is Matt Johnson alongside my production engineer here at Yellow Jacket TV, Bradley Lettuce, coming to you live from Superior Choice Credit Union Stadium, where the Yellow Jackets returning home, continuing at home, I should say, to take on the University of Minnesota Morris Cougars for the first time here in 2025. The Yellow Jackets are 2-4-1 hanging in this contest here today, 2-0-1 in the UMAC. Nick Piazza, the head coach of UWS in his first season. The Yellow Jackets coming off of a 1-1 draw in their most recent contest, a game that was played right here at SCCU Stadium against Northwestern on Tuesday evening. That was a game you heard with yours truly here on Yellow Jacket TV. In that contest, the two teams battled back and forth throughout, with each settling for 1 point in the UMAC standings. Northwestern opened the scoring at 23-23 when Marie Kendall's long-range shot was initially stopped by UWS keeper Quinn Clark before Briella Babcock pounced on the rebound and slotted home to give the Eagles a 1-0 lead. Northwestern continued to hold that lead until 34-36 when the Yellow Jackets freshman Kasia Kovala took a feed from teammate Julia Taylor, made a move to her right, and lifted a shot over Eagles keeper Sam Hansen for her first career goal to make it a 1-1 contest at the intermission. Neither team was able to generate much offense after that, as the two sides combined for just 8 shots after the break, while settling for a 1-1 final score. For the game, Northwestern outshot the Yellow Jackets 15-13 overall and 11-5 in shots on goal. Quinn Clark went all the way in goal for UWS, making 10 saves for the Yellow Jackets. Meanwhile, Morris comes in here at 1-6-2 overall, 0-1-1 in the UMAC. Emma Morris, in her second season at the helm of the Cougar program, they're coming off of a 6-1 loss to Martin Luther on Tuesday at the MLC soccer field down in New Ulm, Minnesota. In that match, the Cougars surrendered 3 goals in each half on the way to dropping their 6th match of the 2025 season. Martin Luther's Anna Kramer opened the scoring at 16:59 off an assist from Juliana Kaler that gave the Knights a 1-0 lead. Kramer added her second at 21:10 before Greta Mensching made it 3-0 at 31:32. Before the Cougars, Hope Burscheit got Morris on the board with her 3rd goal this season off an assist from Ashlyn Polreis at 42:15 to bring the Cougars within a 3-1 score at the intermission. But Martin Luther added additional goals from Rachel Schoeneck at 73:53 and 89:03, along with a tally from Marissa Boogie at 87 minutes exactly to make it a 6-1 final. For the game, Martin Luther held a 26-14 edge in total shots, including a 16-2 advantage in shots on goal. CJ Burner, went all the way in goal, making 9 saves to take the loss. So that gives you a quick summary of where the two teams are at here heading into this UMAC Conference contest here at SCCU Stadium. Conditions perfect for this one. Plenty of bright skies, not a cloud in the sky. Temperatures in the mid-upper 60s, perhaps even in the low 70s, and a slight breeze blowing from right to left in this one as we get ready to kick this one off. So perfect conditions for this contest between the Yellow Jackets and the Cougars, and we're looking forward to seeing what these two teams bring to the field here as these two meet in UMAC Conference action in about 4 minutes or so. So that's the story here, as the Jackets and the Cougars playing each other for the first time here in 2025. And with that being the case, we'll take a quick break and then come back for the introduction of the two teams by our public address announcer, Ryan Castaneda, and then the opening kick of this contest between the Yellow Jackets and the Cougars. That's coming up in about 3 or 4 minutes. This is UWS Women's Soccer on Yellow Jacket TV, an affiliate of the UMAC Sports Network.
afternoon, soccer fans, and welcome to Superior Choice Credit Union Stadium for today's Upper Midwest Athletic Conference women's soccer match, featuring the University of Minnesota Morris Cougars and your University of Wisconsin Superior Yellow Jackets. At this time, let's meet the starters for today's match, beginning with the visiting Cougars. Number 0, CJ Freer-Borner. Number 5, Madison Johnson. Number 7, Talalupe Lavalle. Number 9, Brianna Gansky. Number 10, Johnette Nagby. Number 12, Riley Lovick. Number 13, Caitlin Lau. Number 15, Ziviara Cordova. Number 18, Bella Toff. Number 23, Sarah Coomer. And number 44, Ashlyn Polrise. The head coach of Minnesota Morris is Emma Morris. She's assisted by Colin Korick. And now the starting lineup for your Yellow Jackets. A senior from Duluth, Minnesota, wearing number 0, Quinn Clark. A senior from Duluth, Minnesota, wearing number 3, Cameron Hill. A sophomore from Hermantown, Minnesota, wearing number 4, Brooke Chudnick. A senior from Wausau, Wisconsin, wearing number 6, Beth Schneider. A senior from Wayzata, Minnesota, wearing number 9, Bryn Crystal. A senior from Two Harbors, Minnesota, wearing number 10, Megan Bergerson. A sophomore from Brookfield, Illinois, wearing number 11, Neve Larson. A sophomore from Ashland, Wisconsin, wearing number 18, Sonia Root. A junior from Rockford, Illinois, wearing number 19, Abby Carlson. A junior from New Germany, Minnesota, wearing number 21, Mercedes Burmeister. And a sophomore from Iowa City, Iowa, wearing number 27, Claire Laria. The head coach of the Yellow Jackets in his first season is Nick Piazza. He's assisted by Will Mindstrom, Brandon Johnson, and Melissa Hansen. The officials for today's match have been assigned by the Upper Midwest Athletic Conference.
So the two teams have been introduced by our public address announcer, Ryan Castaneda. The national anthem has already been played since we had game 1 of our doubleheader between the men's teams from UWS and Minnesota Morris, and we're moments away from getting this one underway between the Yellow Jackets and the Cougars. A couple of series notes between these two teams. UWS leads the all-time series with Morris 13 wins, 10 losses, and 1 draw since their first matchup back on September 11th of 2008. The Yellow Jackets are currently on a 12-game winning streak in the series, which dates back to October 19th of 2019. UWS took both matchups with the Cougars in 2024, first defeating Morris 4-2 in their first matchup on September 21st at Cougar Field in Morris before downing the Cougars 8-0 on October 12th. Right here at Superior Choice Credit Union Stadium, UWS hasn't lost to Morris since dropping a 3-1 decision back on October 28th of 2017. Overall, the Yellow Jackets have gone 13-0-1 against the Cougars since the start of the 2018 season. So we'll see if those numbers hold up here for the Yellow Jackets. Before we get this one underway, by the way, I want to remind you that our next broadcast of Yellow Jacket women's soccer will come up on Saturday, October 18th, when the Yellow Jackets return home to take on Crown College right here at SCCU Stadium. 1 p.m. the opening kick, 12:45 the pregame. That'll be a Yellow Jacket TV broadcast only, by the way, so stick around for that one in a few weeks' time, because the Jackets are going to hit the road for about 4 straight games after today. So it'll be a while before we see them back here at SCCU Stadium. In the meantime, the Cougars will lead things off here, apparently kicking off today's opening kickoff here Sponsored by Barker's Island Inn, Northern Wisconsin's Island Getaway, as the Yellow Jackets and the Cougars getting ready to close out the day here. After the men defeated Morris in game number 1. We'll talk more about that one at halftime, but in the meantime, Morris will kick off here. And there's the whistle, and we are underway again. Thank you for joining us. Yellow Jacket and the Cougars, first time here in 2025. And we'll see, like I said, what this game holds here between the two sides. UWS, I know the women were a little bit disappointed with how they played the second half of that game against Northwestern on this field on Tuesday. We'll see, like I said, what kind of adjustments they've made since then. The Yellow Jackets, by the way, coming into this contest having scored 12 goals this season while surrendering 16. The Cougars, meanwhile, have scored 6 while giving up 29 through their first start to the 2025 campaign, as the Cougars now coming forward. Ball now to the outside. It's Megan Bergerson getting the touch on that one as it came through the middle, and the Yellow Jackets now will try to break back to their direction. And we'll have a foul now called on the Cougars. Free kick for the Yellow Jackets. Starting the play will be Mercedes Burmeister for UWS. Megan Bergerson now sending it outside. Here's Claire Laria. Sonia Root. Laria now trying to chip one near side. Brooke Judnick heading it centrally for UWS. And now turning with it, here's Root. Back toward midfield. Here's Mercedes Burmeister. To the outside now for Beth Schneider. Schneider now for the Yellow Jackets. Stepping to the outside, Beth Schneider. Turning on the right foot. Neve Larson now on the outside. She'll turn and get a shot away, and that one will rise high over the bar. First shot of the game comes from Neve Larson, the sophomore for the Yellow Jackets. Starting goalkeepers, Quinn Clark for the Yellow Jackets. She started every game for UWS, except one, the game against UW River Falls, which Bailey Nygaard started in her stead. Anyways, CJ Freer-Borner has played the majority of the minutes in goal as well for the Cougars, as here now is Cam Hill trying to send one to the outside for Abby Carlson. Overshot her a bit. It'll go out of play. We'll have a throw here coming up for the Cougars. Throw comes in. That goes out of play. And we still haven't gotten a signal as of yet. It's going to be a throw now for the Cougars. Throw comes in. Jackets now with Neve Larson taking over that one. Now this one skims the head of Laria as it comes across midfield. Here's Jonette Nagby trying to come in. And sent out now by Bergerson. It'll be a throw. Nagby, by the way, had both Morris goals last year against the Yellow Jackets and that 4-2 loss that the Cougars had. And their first matchup, of course, the Cougars did not score in the second matchup in that 8-0 Yellow Jacket win when they played here on October 12th of 2024, as Bryn Crystal playing it back for Megan Bergerson. Her ball up the middle, taken by UWS. Now the Cougars will play it back. Abby Carlson. And that one will go out of play. Another throw here coming up. Bella Toth now will throw this one in. Feel like she's been a part of the Cougars program for quite a long time. Ashlyn Polrise, and now taken away here is Cam Hill. Ball through the middle. Sonia Root now to the outside. Beth Schneider for the Yellow Jackets. Outside, here's Larson. A little bit of a heavy touch. Cougars will take over now. Now Root. It's tackled off the ball, and a nice play there by Sarah Coomer. And now this one will come into the Yellow Jacket 18. Quinn Clark off of her line will grab it. And she'll hold on here. And she'll roll it. Actually, she'll send it outside. Carlson. Judnick trying to return it back. Jackets passing a little off here at the start. Here's Root. And back now for Claire Laria. Now Bryn Crystal. Crystal measuring her options. Now will take it outside. Carlson lifting it back now, and UWS will reset. Back in the 18, here's Clark. Far side for Mercedes Burmeister, now in the middle. Crystal has a little bit of room. She'll now send it outside. Beth Schneider. Neve Larson, her pass, though, read by the Cougars defensively. And now they're going to try to break back. Here's Coomer. Playing it outside. Bergerson now. All by her lonesome, Megan Bergerson. Doing a nice job to touch it forward now, and here's Burmeister. Turning now, Beth Schneider. Bringing it down now for UWS. Bring Crystal, near side. Root. Carlson. Judnick now has space. Now she'll find Neve Larson. Larson for the Yellow Jackets. Coming in, edge of the 18, trying to cross it in, and it'll be a corner kick, the first of the ball game here for the Yellow Jackets. Played nearly 6 minutes of this opening half. No score as of yet, as Larson, the sophomore from Illinois, will line it up now. Near side corner flag. Larson lifting it into the 6. Here's Beth Schneider getting her head to it and sending it wide. Not a bad look there. Beth Schneider coming in on the weak side near the 6. Goal kick here coming up for Freer Borner. Junior now from Owatonna, Minnesota, for the Cougars will take this goal kick. Brendan Crystal for the Yellow Jackets getting her head to it. Now Cam Hill. Brooke Judnick. Judnick now trying to force it into the middle of the 18. Cleared back up the middle. There's Burmeister for UWS. Now Laria. First time touch, let her down. Picked off now by Toth. And Bella Toth now will play it over the top. Quinn Clark comes racing out of her 18. She'll play it away with the right foot over midfield. Now Toth and Crystal doing battle. Toth winning the battle on that one. Sends it to the outside. Picked off, though, by Burmeister. Mercedes Burmeister now. Sending it forward. That one also intercepted. Here's Nagby. And overshoots everybody. It'll come into the Yellow Jacket 18. Quinn Clark off of her line will grab it. Top of her box. Now Burmeister. To the far side now, it's Beth Schneider. Schneider now. Burmeister. Being pressured over there by Madison Johnson. Now Cam Hill for the Yellow Jackets. Kill. Lifting it into space. Freer Borner off of her line. Sending it wide. Now Hill again. Cam Hill. Hill taking it wide. Plays it in. Judnick. And now the Cougars will clear it up the middle. Sonia Root against Nagby. Judnick Nagby. Her ball to the far side picked off by Laria. Now Judnick trying to turn. Cam Hill. And she'll just lift it into the 18, grabbed by Freer Borner. She comes off of her line. She'll hold on to it here. Nearly 10 minutes elapsed, first half. Burmeister trying to bring it down now, far side of the field. And Larson couldn't quite win the race to the ball and keep it in. It'll be a throw now for Minnesota Morris, far side. Burmeister now sending it right back across the midfield stripe. Taken over there by Riley Lovick. Now Nagby comes back. Cam Hill now for UWS. Now Nagby. Overshot Madison Johnson, ranging back now. Burmeister having a look. She'll turn now and find Cam Hill. Hill for the Yellow Jackets will switch the field near side. Abby Carlson. Maria calls her off. Now Judnick. Carlson keeps the ball in play. It'll come back, and now the Cougars turning it over. Here's Larson. Has Judnick with her. Brooke Judnick now. Near the 18, tried to cross it in. Toth ranging back off the breakup. Schneider now for the Yellow Jackets. Root. Now Judnick trying to find Cam Hill. Coomer coming all the way back, intercepts. Toth stood up by Root. Nice defensive play there by the sophomore. Now Neve Larson trying to trigger Judnick forward. Pass broken up, and now here is Burmeister. Weighing it outside now. Beth Schneider should be able to run that one down. She does, far sideline, but then turns it over. Right back for Burmeister. Mercedes Burmeister. Neve Larson in the middle. Cam Hill back for Neve Larson. Larson now across the face of goal, and that one will be smothered by Freer Borner as Judnick came in down the middle of the 18. Off the punt now, here is Nagby. Nagby on the turn. Out off of Beth Schneider, far side of the field. It'll be a throw here coming up. And for Madison Johnson. Now Nagby off the giveaway. Beth Schneider stays down. And Beth Schneider down across the way here. She grabbed the left side of her leg. Clock will stop. 32:57 remaining. As it is, looks like Taylor DeCook is going to check in for her anyway here. That's been kind of the pattern. She's played usually the first 15 minutes or so on that left side wing for the Jackets so far this season. And Schneider being tended to now by our training staff here, setting up. Jackets so far have 3 shots attempted, 2 on target. And now Schneider getting to her feet here. And she's going to walk it off a little bit here. But I'll give the Yellow Jackets a chance to bring Taylor DeCook into the game here. So DeCook is going to come in on that left wing. Like I said, that is a typical substitution for the Jackets this season. And it should be a drop ball here now for the Yellow Jackets by our center referee. Or maybe a throw in here for the Cougars. And typically what they'll do is they'll just throw it deep. So the throw comes in. Now Coomer will hit it over the top. Johnson coming in on Quinn Clark, who gave her just a little bit of a hello shove there, and she grabs the ball in her own 18. Now Megan Bergerson, Neve Larson playing in the middle. Well done there. Here is Bryn Crystal. Back for Larson. Has DeCook with her on the left side wing. Neve Larson for the Yellow Jackets. Judnick. Cam Hill now for UWS. Serving a ball to the outside. Here's Carlson coming in. Lifting it back post, over hit the cross, and then DeCook couldn't quite collect it on the end line far side. Take just a little bit off of that one. Carlson had a little more time than she thought she did on that one. Could have probably picked out a runner or two. She had plenty of space. But in the meantime, it'll be a goal kick here coming up for CJ Freer-Borner. Here's the goal kick. Toth now for the Cougars. Coomer coming back. Taken by Larson. Neve Larson now for UWS. Kind of playing it forward. Comes back outside now. Here's Loria. Sonia Root. And overhitting that pass. Freer-Borner now will go the outside. Kovic's ball comes across midfield, deflects out off the Yellow Jackets. We'll have a throw coming up now for the Cougars. There to Cook now off the throw. Playing it forward. Judnick is about 5 yards offside. Free kick here coming up now for Minnesota Morris. Long ball up the wing now, Nagby against Burmeister. Danette Nagby now. And she'll run out of room. It'll be goal kick here for the Yellow Jackets as we are now more than a quarter of an hour into this first half. No score. Maria now will play it wide. Here is Abby Carlson. Carlson for the Yellow Jackets. Picks her head up. Now Neve Larson. And offside again is going to be Judnick. Have to start doing a better job of reading that back line here. Second straight time Brooke Judnick has been caught offside. Free kick taken now and sent forward. It'll come into the Yellow Jacket 18. Quinn Clark off of her line, and she'll grab that one. She'll hold on to it here. Now Loria goes out of play. It'll be a throw here for the Yellow Jackets near sideline. Loria's throw. Judnick trying to turn. Jackets turning it over. Toth. Sonia Root now against a couple of Cougars players trying to muscle her way through. Now Coomer. Root to the outside. Loria. Root now for UWS. Turning into traffic. And this one will go out of play. Throw coming up now for the Cougars. 27:40 remaining in the half. Now to Cook. Larson will drop it back now. Here's Mercedes Burmeister. Burmeister playing it out into space. And that'll be cleared away. It'll be a throw now for UW Superior. far side of the field. Burmeister lining this one up. Throws it into the 18. Cleared away. We'll have another throw here coming up for UWS. This one headed up in the air. Cook now sending it back outside. And now another throw here for the Yellow Jackets. Getting deeper and deeper here up on these throws up the far sideline. Thrown out from Burmeister. In for Larson, and we're going to have a foul called right on the edge of the 18. She wants to take this one. Cam Hill standing over it at the moment. The referee to back him off about 10 yards here. See if Hill goes straight for goal. She's got the ability to score from here. Seen her do it before. Sharp angle, however, about 20 yards away from goal. Hill overhits that one over the top of everything. Goal kick here coming up. If you can't get enough of the Yellow Jackets, tune in to Eye of the Swarm, the official podcast of Yellow Jacket Athletics. Join John Garver and me throughout the years. We sit down with Yellow Jacket student athletes, coaches, and other guests. Eye of the Swarm is available on uwsyellowjackets.com/podcast, Spotify, iTunes, or wherever you get your podcasts. As here now is a near turnover and then a near opportunity for Brooke Judnick that goes wide. And a goal kick here coming up for the Cougars. Fearborner brought down by Hill. Now we're going to have a foul called on Neve Larson. Off of said free kick, now it's Hill for the Yellow Jackets. Hitting the ball over the top. Grabbed by Fearborner. Burmeister now. Turning his route to the far side now to Cook. And offside again. Jackson started reading the play very well right now. Been offside 3 times. And failing to hit the open player when they got the opportunity. Jackets now taking that free kick. Larson now coming forward. Turns, gets a shot away, and she scores! That one at 21:47. I don't know who got the assist on it. I'm going to say unassisted for now. I might add one later on in the game. That was a free kick that was taken by Larson. She came in and just slotted one in the side netting. So the Jackets, the game's first goal. Larson on the tally, unassisted. For Larson, by the way, it's her 4th goal of the season. And UWS up 1-0. Now Abby Carlson. Cam Hill. And Hill now playing it up the wing, and I think that'll run out of real estate. It will. There'll be a throw here coming up now for the Cougars. Jackets breaking out ahead. Off the throw now. Near side. Here's the goal scorer, Larson. Now lifting it. There's Nagby now. Annette Nagby coming forward, and that one will go out of play off of Laria. We'll have a throw down near side. Nagby taking it quickly. Bella Toth now. Laying it back, lifted with the left foot by Caitlin Lau. Yellow Jackets playing it near side, comes right back for Nagby. Annette Nagby's ball through the middle. Now Toth out on top of the Jackets 18. Trying to stand up and get a shot away. Burmeister now popping it in the air. Nagby trying to turn with it. Now for UWS, it's Cam Hill. Hill for the Yellow Jackets playing it into space. Here's Neve Larson now coming in at an angle. And she'll turn and get a shot away and leave that one wide of the post near side. Goal kick here coming up. This one will be taken by Freer Borner. Is it a ride to the far side? That went out of play. Off of Taylor to Cook. It'll be a throw here coming up. See if they've awarded any assists on that one. By the way, on the goal. They have not as of now. In the meantime, we play on. Throw now for UWS up the far side. Here's Larson. Larson for the Yellow Jackets. Crossing in toward the 6. Right up the middle. Here's Abby Carlson trying to win the race to the ball. Can't find it. Now Cam Hill. Hill now taking a step to her left. Larson again. Lifting a shot with the left foot this time, and that one will go wide. The Jackets being to push up the field a little bit here off that goal by Larson. Goal kick coming from Freer Borner. Now Root. Sonia Root for the Yellow Jackets. Sending it wide. Here's Carlson. First time touch for Brooke Judnick now on the right side. Judnick trying to lay it off. Comes right back now. Here's Abby Carlson. Crossing it into the 18. Larson trying to head it toward goal. It's off the post. And that one grabbed by Freer Borner. Looked innocent enough. I think she was playing in Judnick. Bounced off the post, and Freer Borner had to be alert and grab that one. Even Brad Lowell is like, wow, that was that was pretty close. Freer Borner's ball now up the middle. Sonia Root for the Yellow Jackets. She'll play it wide now. Burmeister. Larson. Clipping it over the top. Looking for Carlson on the backside. Abby Carlson. Trying to turn, and now she gets dispossessed. Nice defensive play by Caitlin Lau. Lau's ball now finds Nagby. Johnette Nagby for Minnesota Morris. Trying to release to the outside. Looking for Ziviara Cordova. Yellow Jackets intercepting, though, with Larson. Hill to the outside to Cook. There to Cook for the Yellow Jackets. Looking for Root, edge of the 18. That one broken up by Cordova, and now that will be played out by Burmeister, but it'll be a throw for the Yellow Jackets. Out off of Johnette Nagby. 18 minutes, 22 seconds remaining in the first half. WS has all 6 shots so far, 3 on target, and they lead it 1-0 on the strength of Neve Larson's 4th goal of the season. Out the throw to Cook. Flicking it toward the 6, and that one will be grabbed by Freer Borner as she came off to her line. To her right. She'll hold on to it there. Giving a ride back toward midfield. Cordova now for the Cougars. Lovick's ball up the middle. Jackets sending it back again. Here's Neve Larson. And now the Cougars will just send it over the midfield stripe back in the Yellow Jacket territory. Quinn Clark for UWS will play it wide. Bergerson. Judnick. Trying to release now for Carlson. Cam Hill now picking it up for the Yellow Jackets, dancing her way. Looking for an outlet. In the middle now, Larson trying to turn. Played near side now. Carlson. Back for Judnick. Brooke Judnick now will send it in on goal, and the grab will be made there by Freer Borner. Freer Borner giving it a ride toward midfield. Bella Toth there for the Cougars. Now she'll first time it over the top of everybody. Quinn Clark. Well, just take the safe route and play it out with her left foot to the far side of the field. It'll be a throw here coming up. And now Toth will just send it into the 18. To the near side now. Carlson. Judnick for the Yellow Jackets, and she ran out of room near side. "16 minutes and 5 seconds remaining here, first half. Toth. Now Lau playing it in the middle. Bergerson, Neve Larson. Continuing it on. Well done there by Neve Larson. Pick out Abby Carlson. Carlson for the Yellow Jackets. Playing it into space, looking for Judnick, and the pass off the mark. Needed a little bit more curl on it. Grabbed by Freer Borner at the top of her 18. She'll hold on to it. UWS looking like they're going to make a whole group of substitutions here at the next opportunity. It's like 6 new Jackets will check in here. As Nagby now with 15:27 remaining in the half comes across midfield. Taken by UWS. Bergerson now will go all the way back. Quinn Clark to the near side. Claire Laria. Carlson back for Laria. Laria now finding Bryn Crystal. Crystal for the Yellow Jackets, and nowhere else for her to go. She tried to go wide near side for Abby Carlson. Cougars have been doing a nice job of closing down the space here so far in this half. Not really giving the Jackets much room to operate here. Guadalupe Lavallee now with a hard tackle there. Nicely done by her. She comes central now. Carrying forward for the Cougars. Right near midfield, it's Toth. And she'll play it on now. And Lavallee's going to run out of room now near side, and that'll allow for the substitutions for UW Superior. Group of new players coming in. Caroline Gore in for the first time. Kasha Kovla in for UWS. Julia Lindau. Sophie Adler. And also Julia Taylor and Emma Wright in for the first time. I think that's everybody. Laria will take the throw near side. Here's Gore. Gore lifting it over the top. Well played ball. Here's Emma Wright now. Wright coming in. Emma Wright on her right foot gets a shot away, and the save will be made by Freer Borner, but nicely done there, Gore. Lifting a beautiful ball to the top for Emma Wright, and Wright. Get the sense she wanted to lift it a little bit, but she didn't quite get under it. Freer Borner on the save. Will give it a ride back toward midfield. Bounces over the midfield stripe, Burmeister. Mercedes Burmeister for UWS, playing it in the middle. Lindau on the turn. Julia Lindau. Now to the far side. Ball picked off by Lovick. And now the Cougars trying to break back. 13 minutes change remaining here, as Madison Johnson is offside on that ball. Here's Kovala now. Off the restart to the outside, Luria. And this one will go out of play. Off of Julia Taylor. Throw coming up here now for Minnesota Morris, near side. And that one will go out now. The Cougars made a substitution, by the way, as well. I went off of Nagby. It'll be a throw for the Yellow Jackets. Emma Wright now going to put some pressure on Lavallee. We'll take it wide. That's a left-footed ball for Toth. And Toth will go outside now for Lovick as the Cougars switch the field. Riley Lovick's ball across midfield. Johnson ranging back, and then she'll dribble it out of bounds. It'll be a throw now for the Yellow Jackets. Right near midfield. Burmeister with that big throw will take it. Lost it about 30 yards now for Wright. To Cook. Emma Wright now. Off in the corner. Emma Wright will turn on the right foot. Plays it in toward the 6. Cleared away by the Cougars. Now Burmeister. Lindau off in the corner to Cook. Lifting a left-footed cross in toward the 6. That one will be grabbed by Freer Borner. And she'll hold on to it here. Ticking down toward the last 10 minutes of this half. Our halftime programming sponsored by Hovland Incorporated coming up. We'll have our first half summary, look at the first half stats. We'll have our Yellow Jacket sports summary, as well as a recap of game number 1 today. The Yellow Jacket men winning their 6th in a row over Minnesota Morris. We'll talk all about that at halftime. A little over 10 minutes from now. In the meantime, it is Mercedes Burmeister to the outside. Touch now from DeCook for the on-running Emma Wright. Right on the edge of the 18. And that one will go out of play. Corner kick for the Yellow Jackets. This will be their second. We'll see who jogs over to take it. Second will be Julia Taylor for the Yellow Jackets. Taylor, the junior from Richfield, Minnesota, will line this one up. In-swinger on the right foot. Taylor, line drive toward the 6. Headed down, comes right back to her. Taylor. Going to change the angle perhaps. Now plays it in. Ball's loose, comes in on a hop. And Freer Borner grabs it ahead of Adler and Lindau, who are both crashing through the middle. Freer Borner now will give it a ride toward the near sideline. Nagby. Nice tackle made there by Luria. Lindau now will leave it back. Here's Gore. Caroline Gore for the Yellow Jackets. On the right foot, Gore will leave it for Adler. Now ball forward. Here's Taylor trying to bring it down. This ball coming wide now. And it'll go out of play. Off of Bella Toth, it'll be a throw coming up for the Yellow Jackets with 9:05 remaining in the half. Leading at 1-0. The goal, Neve Larson, her 4th of the season, unassisted at 21:47. And that's where we stand. 1-0 here is Toth now. Lobbing it over into Yellow Jacket territory. Bergerson will track back. Quinn Clark back for Bergerson. And then her pass to the near wing, out of play. It'll be a throw now coming up here for the Cougars. Throw on the near side will be taken by Caitlin Lau. Maybe kind of OA Hawaii playing that one all the way back. Get my pronunciation straightened out here before I go off the air on that one. Here's Adler. And Sophie Adler, the freshman, will play it off of a Morris player, that being Rourke Niebel. It'll be a throw now for the Yellow Jackets. Lindau. Loses it to Caitlin Lau. Lau playing it for Nagby off in the corner. Jeanette Nagby trying to come central. Gives it off now for Toth. And Burmeister there to clear it away. Here's Wright, leaving it for Lindau. Now hitting it over the top. Julia Taylor. Freer Borner coming well off of her line and outside of her box to play it away from Emma Wright, who was running at her. Now to Cook. Back to their direction. Ziviara Cordova looking for Nagby. Poked back now, Quinn Clark. Under 7 minutes remaining in the first half. Jackets leading at 1-0. Here's Emma Wright. Has the Cook on the run. Does a nice job to pick her out. Taylor to Cook now on the left side. Try to play for Julia Taylor. Ball's loose. Top of the 18. Still loose. Nobody seems to be able to find it. Now LaValle will volley it out of there for the Cougars. Now Kovala. Kasha Kovala. Gore. Back to the outside, Burmeister. Now to Cook. Player to Cook. Trying to have a look. Looking for Kovala, and it'll be cleared to the near side. Time for Laria. And she picks it up. Laria now. Kovala. Lindau. Kovala coming in. Lays it back now for Taylor. Jackets doing a lot of passing, trying to find an angle here. Lindau back outside. Adler. Now she'll let a shot go. That's off the crossbar. Headed back now by DeCook. And it'll be grabbed here by Borner. Close. Valley Lellis asking me if that was 2 posts on that. Maybe. I'm not. Yeah, that's 2 posts so far. If you're looking for overall, yes. You would be correct, Mr. Lillis. In the meantime, the Jackets still in possession now. Lindau will go all the way back. Laria triggering it outside. Sophie Adler now has a step. Adler for the Yellow Jackets. Freshman taking it in. Now crosses it toward the 6. Great ball in the middle. Here's Wright. She shoots and she scores! $39.54 on that one. It's Wright's goal. The assist to Adler. And it's 2-0. Yellow Jackets in the lead here with 5:06 remaining in the half. Really nicely played there by the Jackets. They kept probing and probing. They were getting closer and closer, and you had a feeling that they were going to get one eventually. Adler coming in on the wing. Played it across the face of goal. Got through everybody, and Emma Wright rewarded with the goal. She could have 2 in this game already, could Emma Wright, but it is 2-0. Yellow Jackets now in the lead as we go under 5 minutes remaining in the first half. As this ball now to the far side, and Clark just letting it die in the corner. Now she'll play it up the wing for Mercedes Burmeister. Free kick for the Jackets, far side now. Burmeister lifting it for the latest goal scorer, Emma Wright. Wright for the Yellow Jackets to the outside. Now it comes right back for Emma Wright. Lindau will send it wide now. Burmeister. Now Kovala. Gore now to the outside. Adler. Laria. On the wing now, here's Julia Taylor, and this one will go out of play, and it'll be a throw here for the Yellow Jackets coming up. Adler with 3:40 remaining in the half. Lindau, offset throw. Here's Adler. Kasha Kovala. Back for Bergerson. We'll send it wide. Mercedes Burmeister will run it down. And she'll play it out off of Cordova, far side. Throw coming up here for the Yellow Jackets. And for Emma Wright. Wright for the Yellow Jackets trying to turn. Emma Wright. And the pass is behind the intended recipient. And they're actually going to call a handball here on Emma Wright. Free kick here for the Cougars. With 2:45 remaining in the half. Free kick goes to nobody in particular. Picking it up was Taylor DeCook, and then an out of play off of DeCook. 2:25 encounter remaining in the half. Here's the throw in. Nagby trying to turn with it. Gore takes the ball off of her foot. Now Lindau will go all the way back for Megan Bergerson. Bergerson coming forward. Her ball to the outside, nearly picked off by Toth, but then it comes right back for Bergerson. Now Laria. Claire Laria. Kasha Kovala turning on the right foot. DeCook back outside now, Mercedes Burmeister. Right now coming back for it. Are they going to say they ran out of space, or are they going to say there's a foul on Emma Wright, apparently? 1 minute, 28 seconds remaining, first half. Free kick on the way now into the Yellow Jacket 18, or toward the 18 anyway. Popped up in the air now. Gore trying to measure it. Heads it the other direction, and now here's Lindau. Lindau on the wing, trying to turn with it. She'll lay it back for DeCook. Taylor DeCook. Julia Taylor getting a touch to it. Under a minute now remaining in the half. And we're going to have an offside called on Jonette Nagby. .35 seconds remaining in the half. And UWS will restart now. Here's Bergerson. 20 seconds remaining. Turning now. Here's Taylor. Taylor now playing into space, looking for Adler. Sophie Adler now. Into the 18, grabbed by Freer Borner. 5 seconds for 2 and 1, and that'll be how the opening 45 minutes here from Superior Choice Credit Union Stadium will end. The Yellow Jackets on the strength of a pair of goals, one from Neve Larson, one from Emma Wright. Lead it over Minnesota Morris. Your score at the break, Yellow Jackets 2, Cougars nothing. We'll take a quick break and come back with our halftime programming sponsored by Hovland Incorporated. That's coming up in about 2 minutes. This is UWS Women's Soccer on Yellow Jacket TV, an affiliate of the UMAC Sports Network. Matt Johnson back here at Superior Choice Credit Union Stadium as we jump into our halftime programming. Yellow Jackets halftime programming today sponsored by Hovland Incorporated, by the way. Providing concrete masonry designs of the twin ports in the surrounding area. Hovland Incorporated, 218-722-1662. Jump into our first half summary. Look at the first half stats. The Yellow Jackets leading it by the score of 2-0. Opening goal of the game coming at 21:47. Neve Larson taking advantage of a turnover deep in Minnesota Morris territory, dribbling forward and then sending a low, hard shot to the left past C.J. Freer-Borner into the side netting. Unassisted, the fourth goal of the season for Neve Larson. And that gives the Yellow Jackets a 1-0 lead. It stays that way until 39:54 when Emma Wright for the Yellow Jackets. That's the goal off of a nice passing play for UWS. Second goal of the season for Emma Wright. UWS able to pick out Sophie Adler, the freshman on the right side wing. She came up the line, cut inside toward the 18, slotted the ball across the 6, and Wright able to poke it into the back of the net. Like I said, her second at 39:54. And that's where we stand, 2-0 at the break. First half numbers from this one. Yellow Jackets holding a 10-0 edge in shots. In fact, the Cougars never really even got close to getting a shot off in that opening 45 minutes. Jackets also pitching a shutout and shots on goal, obviously, 6-0. 2 corner kicks so far in the opening half, both for UWS. A total of 6 fouls were called in the opening 45 minutes. 5 offsides calls were made. 3 against the Yellow Jackets, 2 against Minnesota Morris. And in terms of goalkeeper saves, C.J. Freer-Borner so far for the Cougars has 4 stops, while Quinn Clark has not had to make a stop, obviously, for the Yellow Jackets through 45 minutes. So those are your numbers here, halfway home in this one. Jackets leading it by the score of 2-0. We'll take a quick break and come back with more of our halftime programming sponsored by Hovland Incorporated, including a look at what else is going on with Yellow Jacket Athletics, our Yellow Jacket sports summary, and also a recap of our first game of the day, Yellow Jacket men defeating Minnesota Morris in Game 1 of our doubleheader. All that coming up in about 2 minutes. This is UWS Women's Soccer here on Yellow Jacket TV, an affiliate of the UMAG Sports Network. at Superior Choice Credit Union Stadium. Halftime rolling on here, sponsored by Hovland Incorporated. Yellow Jackets leading it by the score of 2-0 here. In game 2 of our doubleheaders, we jump into our halftime Yellow Jacket sports summary here. And we'll start off with the men's soccer team, of course, playing game 1 of our doubleheader. Yellow Jacket men winning their 6th in a row. They defeat the Minnesota Morris Cougars by the final score of 6-1. Jackets now 6-3 overall, 4-0 in the UMAC. 2 goals each in that game earlier today for Jake Kidd and Seth Davidson. Additional goals for Callum Green and Isaac Beckett. Yellow Jackets with that 6th win now, still maintaining a first-place tie in the UMAC. Their next in action are the Yellow Jackets this coming Friday, October 3rd, taking on Martin Luther down in New Ulm, Minnesota. They'll next be at home on Tuesday, October 7th, taking on Augsburg, a top 5 opponent for Coach Joe Mooney in that one. The Aggies having a heck of a year. They're undefeated at 10-0-0 coming into the weekend and ranked number 3 in the country in the latest United Soccer Coaches Division III top 25 poll. So that'll be a heck of a challenge for UWS. But that'll be our next broadcast in a couple weeks, a week from this coming Tuesday, in fact, against the Aggies right here at SCCU Stadium. 7 p.m. the opening kick, 6:45 the pregame, and that'll be a joint broadcast with yours truly here on 91.3 FM, KUWS, and also on Yellow Jacket TV. Volleyball, meanwhile, earlier today moved up to 11-7 overall, 1-1 in the UMAC as they defeated North Central in 3 straight after losing to Northwestern last night. Yellow Jackets' final score earlier today against North Central, they defeat the Rams on a Clark Danielson Gym in Minneapolis, 25-17, 25-20, and 25-17. For the match, Yellow Jackets hit 241 as a team, and were led by McKenna Hobein with 15 kills. Jackets also having 3 players in Carly Lohman, Colleen Claude, and Gabby Schwartz, all combined for 29 assists. Savannah Herring led the way for the Yellow Jackets defensively with 11 digs, while Lohman also added 11 digs, and Hobein had 9 digs for the Yellow Jackets as well. Next up for the Yellow Jackets, they'll be at home on Tuesday. That'll be our next sports broadcast, by the way, as they'll be taking on St. Scholastica for the 2nd time here in the 2025 campaign. That'll be over at the Mertz, of course, as usual. That'll be also a joint broadcast on 91.3 FM, KUWS, and here on Yellow Jacket TV. 7 p.m. the opening serve against the Saints. 6:45 the pregame with yours truly for that one. Men's and women's golf. The men competed at the SJU Invite, hosted by St. John's at the St. Cloud Country Club and Blackberry Ridge Golf Club in St. Cloud and Sartell, Minnesota, respectively, last Saturday and Sunday. In that event, the Jackets placed 11th as a team with a team score of 304 on day 2 and were led by Andrew Slatton, who shot a 72 on the day. The women competed at the Midwest Regional, meanwhile, hosted by Benedictine at Brightondale Links in Kansasville, Wisconsin on Friday and Saturday, last Friday and Saturday. After placing 16th as a team with a score of 336 on Friday, UWS closed out the tournament by shooting a 344 on Saturday to place 22nd in the team standings and were led by Olivia Wayenberg, who carded an 11 or an 81 on day 2. Up next for both teams, the men are at the Grand Intercollegiate, hosted by UW Stout, tomorrow and Monday at Grand Geneva Highlands in Lake Geneva. The women, meanwhile, will also be in action tomorrow and Monday. They'll be at the UWW Invite, hosted by UW Whitewater at TPC Madison in Madison. Men's and women's cross country are idle this weekend. Both teams competed most recently at the St. Olaf Invitational, hosted by St. Olaf down in Northfield, Minnesota. That was last Saturday, by the way. The Yellow Jackets on the men's side finishing 9th as a team with a score of 268, and were led by Dylan Udo, who finished the race in a time of 26 minutes and 45 seconds. On the women's side, UWS finished 12th with a team score of 351, and were led by Simone Stevens, who crossed the line in 24 minutes, 10.6 seconds. Both teams, as I mentioned, are off this weekend. They'll next be in action on Friday, this coming Friday, the 3rd. They'll be at the Blue Gold Invite, hosted by UW Eau Claire at Whitetail Golf Course in Colfax. Women's tennis, still 1-1 overall. Competed at the ITA Midwest Regional, hosted by Gustavus Adolphus last Friday and Saturday in St. Peter, Minnesota. If you want full information on those matches, you can go to uwsyellowjackets.com. They were in action today. They have a doubleheader today, taking on St. Catherine and UW River Falls at Raymer Tennis Courts in River Falls, Wisconsin. Match times are set for 1 p.m. today versus the Falcons and 4 p.m. versus the Wildcats. And last but not least, men's tennis opened their season at the ITA Midwest Regional, hosted by Gustavus as well. They started on Thursday, and they're continuing through Sunday down in St. Peter. The Yellow Jackets are also scheduled to face UW Stevens Point tomorrow, with a match that's scheduled to take place at University Courts down in Stevens Point. For full match information on all of that, you can also go to uwsyellowjackets.com. So that's your Yellow Jacket sports summary, and with that, we'll bring an end to our halftime programming, sponsored by Hovland Incorporated. Take one more quick break and come back with the start of the second half of this contest between UWS and Minnesota Morris. That's coming up in about 3 minutes. This is UWS Women's Soccer on Yellow Jacket TV, an affiliate of the UMAC Sports Network. Matt Johnson alongside my production engineer, Bradley Lellis, and our entire crew here from Yellow Jacket TV at Superior Choice Credit Union Stadium. Second half upon us here in about 10 seconds or so. Quick reminder, our next Yellow Jacket women's soccer broadcast will come up Saturday, October 18th, so it'll be a little bit of time yet. After today, as they return home to take on Crown College for the second time here in 2025. The Jackets down in Crown 3-0 in their first matchup on the road down at Old National Bank Stadium in St. Bonifacius, Minnesota. That'll be a 1 p.m. opening kick, 12:45 the pregame. It'll be Yellow Jacket TV broadcast only. That'll be game one of a doubleheader. The men will also be taking on the Polars for the second time on the season that day. That'll be game 2 on that same day. In the meantime, we have 45 minutes still left in this one. Yellow Jackets and the Cougars here. They'll meet again, by the way, in late October. In fact, it'll be on October 25th. Next time these two teams meet each other. So that'll be toward the very end of the regular season before we jump into the postgame. Well, the postseason, I should say. In the meantime, we still have, as I mentioned, 45 minutes to play here. And the Jackets will kick off. They'll be going from right to left in this second 45 minutes. Meanwhile, the Cougars will be going from left to right. Neve Larson, one of the goal scorers for the Yellow Jackets, standing over this one. As we get ready for this second 45 minutes here from Superior Choice Credit Union Stadium. I've said this before already on the first two games, but boy, you couldn't have asked for much better weather, both for the men's game and this one here today on the women's side. It has been just a picture-perfect day here for Yellow Jacket soccer, and we hope you've enjoyed the broadcast thus far. As the opening kick taken, Yellow Jackets turning it over. That's Bryn Crystal on the far side, and it'll go to a playoff for Brooke Judnick. Throw coming up here now for the Cougars on the far side. Madison Johnson coming over, Johnette Nagby. being dispossessed, and then a return pass now from Bryn Crystal out of play, far side of the field. Throw coming up now for the Cougars. And Johnson trying to keep it in, far side right in front of her own bench. Now Judnick for the Yellow Jackets trying to play it back. Here's Sonia Root. Root for the Yellow Jackets playing it wide. Beth Schneider, who went off with an injury in the first half. Good to see her back in there. Playing that one up the middle. Now Cam Hill. Hill for the Yellow Jackets cutting back against the grain. Going to dance her way through a couple of players. Now ball to the far side from Ashlyn Polrise. Nagby picking it up the middle. Burmeister picking it up. Sends it outside now. Beth Schneider. Schneider now trying to find Neve Larson. Now Schneider will take it back. Picks her head up. Now gives it back. Neve Larson's ball now. Takes a deflection. Far side. Lau. And she'll just send it over the far side. Throw coming up. Abby Carlson will take it here for UWS. Throw comes in now. Larson. She'll play it back now. And Claire Laria's ball up the far side. A little bit too hot to handle, and it'll go out of play. Throw for the Yellow Jackets. Laria taking it quickly. Here back up the middle. Here's Madison Johnson. Burmeister now will lob it to the outside with the left foot. Laria on the right foot this time. Has some time. Now for Larson. Check it. It was for Carlson, and it goes out of play far side. Throw coming up here now for the Cougars. In for Rourke Niebel, and now she'll play it into Yellow Jacket territory. Clark. Outside of her 18 for the Jackets. Now we'll play it short. Root now to the far side. Laria. Carlson. Bryn Crystal now ranging back. Her pass picked off in the middle. And now ball through. Now Schneider turns it over. Cordova trying to angle a ball into the Yellow Jacket 18 from Madison Johnson off the turnover. Snared there by UWS's Quinn Clark, who hasn't had to make a save yet. And now it's UWS's Megan Bergerson, Neve Larson. Burmeister now near side, Beth Schneider. And Schneider's ball now up the near side. Out of play. It'll be a throw for the Yellow Jackets. Mercedes Burmeister will take it. Here's her throw. Polarized now. Sends it right back across the midfield stripe. Laria sending it wide. Carlson. She's got acres of space to run into now. Crosses the top of the 18. Larson. Judnick couldn't get the shot away. Cleared back as far as Sonia Root. And we're going to have a foul called on the Yellow Jackets. Brooke Judnick, I think. The offending party. It'll be a free kick now for the Cougars. Veer Bonner will take it near the top of her 18. Right to the far side of the field. Bryn Crystal trying to bring it down. Tala Lupe Lavalle sends it back into Yellow Jacket territory. Here's Cordova trying to trigger it over the top for Toth. Ranging over now is Bergerson. Megan Bergerson for UWS. Root to the outside. Carlson. Off of Nagby. It'll be a throw for the Yellow Jackets. Right near the Minnesota Morris bench across the way. Laria will take it. Throw comes in. Nagby gets ahead to it. Now up the middle, it's Beth Schneider. Schneider leaving it back now. Burmeister back outside, Beth Schneider. And it'll go out of play off of the Cougars. Burmeister with that big throw will take it. Throws it over the top now. Lavalle against Brooke Judnick. Judnick now. Edge of the 18. Neve Larson. Turning. Sending it outside. Here's Carlson. Abby Carlson turns and gets a shot away and leaves it wide of the target. Not a bad setup there by UWS, but the shot rode just a little bit high off the right foot there of Abby Carlson. Freer Borner now on the goal kick. Laria's ball toward the corner. And there'll be another goal kick here coming up. Fairborn are going to switch sides here on this goal kick. Comes the ball now up the middle. Schneider, pass for Crystal, a little too hot to handle. Bryn Crystal, though, takes back over. Now it's Root. Root's ball to the outside. That's picked off by Lau. Now Nagby. Jeanette Nagby has some room to run. On the right foot. Evades Root. Burmeister now able to take it off of her foot. Now Laria up the middle. Hill. Playing it off into space. Freer Borner. We'll just send it into the Yellow Jacket bench on the far side. It'll be a throw now for the Yellow Jackets. Claire Laria on the throw. Judnick. Tackled up by Lavallee. It'll be a throw now again for UWS. This time Carlson looks like she wants to take it. Root now making her way through. That one will be sent to the far side. Another throw here for UWS. Sonia Root. Plays it back now for Laria. And she'll switch it now for Mercedes Burmeister. Bryn Crystal now against Cordova. Back outside now. Laria. Carlson. Judnick. She's offside on the call. It's either Larson or Judnick that was off. Free kick now for CJ Freer Borner. You can look at her there on your screen. Sending it short now. Lovick's ball up the middle. Touch wide. Cordova. Back in the middle now. Polarize. Root for the Yellow Jackets. Send over the midfield stripe. Quinn Clark now playing it wide for Laria. Bergerson for the Yellow Jackets. Neve Larson now. Bit of a heavy touch there. Allowed Bella Toth to take over. Toth now making a move around Larson. Leaving it for Nagby. Taken now by team captain Bryn Crystal. She'll square it to the outside. Beth Schneider's got some room. Schneider now playing it wide. Here's Neve Larson. And another offside against the Yellow Jackets. Got to start reading those back lines a little bit better here. That's 6 now, or 7 against the Yellow Jackets. I'll have to go back and look at the numbers. Hold on to the ball too long. Got to let go of it. As this one is sent forward. And now it'll go out of play off the Cougars. It'll be a goal kick here for UWS. Abby Carlson now. Neve Larson touching it down. Judnick playing it toward the top of the 18. Freer Borner will grab it. Giving it ride back toward midfield. Crystal. First time touch now. Cam Hill trying to play it wide, overhit it with the left foot. Lovick will take the throw. In the middle now. Nebel's ball. Picked off. Larson trying to send Judnick on her way. Freer Borner, top of her 18, will grab that one. She'll hold on to it here. Is it a ride toward the far side of the field? Nagby's touch, out of play. Throw coming up now for UWS. Carlson will give away on this one. Laria will take it. There's the throw. Headed up into the air. Nagby trying to turn with it. Lavallee looking for Brianna Gansky on that ball forward. That one intercepted, and now here's Toth. Toss ball to the far side. Laria will track that one down. She'll go all the way back now for Quinn Clark. Clark now. Root gets tripped up. Free kick for UWS. Laria will play it short. Bergerson now. Near side, Beth Schneider. Schneider. Onside this time is Judnick for Neve Larson. Larson finding Cam Hill. On the far side's Carlson. Abby Carlson. Cleared to the far side now by Nebel. Will be picked up by Laria. Right-footed cross comes in, and Judnick heads it back off into the corner. Nagby there for the Cougars, and now she'll clear. Making a run up the far side, and Cam Hill will be whistled for a foul. We're going to 32 minutes now left on the afternoon here. Yellow Jackets leading at 2-0, looking for their third win of the season. And remain unbeaten in UMAC play. They would be 3-0-1 if they can close this one out. Heading into next weekend, a tough road trip against Martin Luther and Bethany Lutheran coming up. Also have games against St. Scholastica coming up. Across the bridge battle. Now here's the ball in the middle, Cordova. And now sent into the Yellow Jacket 18. It'll go out of play. Goal kick here for UWS. We have 31 minutes and 10 seconds left here in this one. Cougars still yet to get a shot away here in this one. It's off the goal kick. It comes near side. Here's Beth Schneider. Schneider with some room. Cam Hill. Pass for her was off the mark. Burmeister now for UWS. Against Cordova. Shields her away from it. Now Root. Hill. Back toward midfield. Judnick turning. Plays it up the middle. Looking for Neve Larson. Freer Borner now for Madison Johnson near side. And then her ball across midfield right to the feet of Mercedes Burmeister. Hill now. Larson. Now Lovick. The Cougars off the turnover, near side Nagby, and that one is behind Cordova. It'll be a throw now for the Yellow Jackets. Nagby with Hill on her back. Plays it in the middle now. Lavallee giving it a ride. Over the top. Quinn Clark will wait for it to come into her 18. And now she'll roll it for Bergerson. Bergerson, Hill, Flicking it outside. Beth Schneider. And they're going to say she wasn't able to keep it in on the near sideline. Substitution now as Niebel checks out. Back in is Sarah Coomer. Jackets now, though, taking possession off the throw. Here's Crystal. Burmeister near side Schneider. Judnick. Nice ball from Cam Hill now to the far side. Here's Abby Carlson. Carlson now coming in. Trying to play it back for Neve Larson. Throw coming up now for UWS. Maria. Crystal. Larson. Cam Hill had it taken off of her foot. Cleared back for Laria. Now Carlson for the top of the 18. Again cleared away. And this time it's Nagby coming up. 2-on-4. Jeanette Nagby making a run through several Yellow Jacket players. Nagby still on the run. Comes in, gets a shot away, and she'll score. Just ran right past the Yellow Jacket D, came in, got the shot away and scored it. That's her third career goal against the Jackets, by the way. And it's only a 2-1 game now. That goal coming at 62:03. Just picked up that ball, just ran right through the Yellow Jacket D. Nobody stepped up to her. And that makes it a 2-1 contest. Now ball in the 18. Grabbed here by Freer Borner. Now here's a ball into space. Cordova coming in. Bergerson for the Yellow Jackets. Playing it wide now. Here's Cam Hill. And now Hill will draw a foul against Ashlyn Polrise. Burmeister off the free kick. Cordova now coming forward off the turnover. Tackled out by Schneider. UWS getting ready to bring in substitutes here. Laria. Larson. Now ball in the space. Here's Judnick now coming at an angle. Judnick getting a shot away, and that one's off of the side netting. Goal kick here coming up. UWS going to make the substitutions, it looks like here. Hill's going to check out. Crystal will check out. So we'll root to Cook back in for the Jackets, as is Lindau. Kasha Kovala also back in. Judnick now turning. Off the goal kick. Giving it back now. Lily Clocker also in for the first time. Now here's a cross into the 18, and the Cougars able to clear it. Now Coomer. Outside Nagby. Nagby now. Clocker now to the far side. Neve Larson now on the wing, cutting inside. Judnick up the middle. Lindau gets a shot, and the save will be made by Freer Borner. And Freer Borner now will give it a ride over midfield. Headed down now, here's Kovala for the Yellow Jackets. Her ball to the outside, that also picked off. Free kick here for the Cougars. They're only down by a goal. Jackets have controlled the action. They outshooting the Cougars 13-1, including 7-1 in shots on goal, but all it takes is one more, and the Cougars will be right back into this one. Unless UWS can pick up their play a bit here. And here is a goal kick here coming up. Or, excuse me, a free kick taken by Laria. This ball sent back deep in the Yellow Jacket territory. Laria will go back now. Clark. Burmeister now on the turn. Now Clocker. Outside Carlson. Neve Larson now as the flag stays down. Larson coming in at an angle at the 18. Plays it across the face of goal. Here's Lindau. Takes a step, gets a shot, and she scores. Lindau, who got stopped a moment ago, this time makes up for it. That one at 67-44. For Lindau, it's her first goal of the year. The assist to Larson and Carlson for the Yellow Jackets. And UWS restores a 2-goal lead at 3-1. Well, you were hoping they would respond after giving up a goal on the first shot they've seen, and they did just that, coming down with Julia Lindau getting that tally. Nice composure there, by the way, by Lindau, especially after being stopped a moment ago. And now this one will go out of play far side. It'll be a throw for the Cougars. Throw coming in far side of the field. Now Gansky overrunning that ball. Kovala picking it up. Now Clocker. Carlson for the Yellow Jackets. Lindau off in the corner. Julia Lindau. Neve Larson crossing it backside. Ball still loose as Freer Borner came for it, and that one will roll out. And it's nearly a corner kick. Instead, it'll be a very deep throw here for UWS.
Scoring at the 68th minute for your Yellow Jackets was number 22, Julia Lindau. She got assists from
Throw comes up the middle now. Cleared back up. Now here's Nagby. And we're going to have a foul called now on Laria. And she's going to at least get a yellow card, and she will there. Clock stops, 20:46 now left. LaValle will take this free kick for Minnesota Morris. Hits it over the top. Now it'll bounce into the 18, grabbed by Clark. To Cook now on the run. Julia Lindau had to hold up a little bit there. Wasn't sure where the ball would come to. Now it's Kovala. And there now is Larson. Flag stays down. They're onside. Larson now for Brooke Judnick, and she scores. The outside back for the Cougars. Played the forward on the far side. Yep, the referee's telling them right now that kept everybody on side. And Yellow Jackets with Larson. Passing it out in front. Simple touch from Brooke Judnick. That goal coming at 69:43. I'm going to give the assist to Larson and Kovala. And it's now 4-1, the Yellow Jackets in the lead. So a couple of quick strikes here from the Jackets, and they're now, you would think, in control, but we'll see. A lot of soccer still left. It was going to 20 minutes left in this one, and now here's Larson again on the wing. He gets taken on the far side by LaValle. And the Jackets with a couple of goals in quick succession. 2 goals in less than 2 minutes. WS up 4-1 now. Bryn Johnson's going to come in.
Scoring at the 70th minute for your Yellow Jackets was number 4, Brooke Judnick.
Here's Judnick.
She got assists from number 11, Lee Larson, and number 15, Asha Kovala.
So 4-1 your score now as here's a ball in the Yellow Jacket 18. Sent in there by Riley Lovick. Jackets taking it back now. Charlie Lindsley in the game for the first time now for UWS. Now here's a ball over the top. Move Lindau up to a forward spot here as LaValle will take it wide. I think that's Bryn Johnson who's come in, by the way, on the far side of the field. Now Lindsley giving it a ride forward. Here's Judnick now off in the corner. Johnson trying to run this one down. And she just ran out of room in the corner over there. Throw in coming up here. Throw now coming in. Lindau now leaving it for DeCook. Taylor DeCook for the Yellow Jackets trying to take it wide. DeCook still dancing through. Now Lindau shanks her pass back. And now Nagby sending it forward for Gansky. Taking it wide now for the Yellow Jackets is Megan Bergerson. And Bergerson now running up the field with the left foot. She'll play it up. Well done there by one of the team captains for UWS, Megan Bergerson. Now Kovala. And hitting that one over the top and into the Yellow Jacket bench with the right foot. Stick around once we go final here. We'll have a post-game recap sponsored by Synovus Energy once we go final. Throw comes in. Lavallee. Now taken off her foot. Now here's Larson on the run. Neve Larson was at a big game today. Waiting for her teammates to catch up with her, and they didn't quite get there, so she ended up losing possession. Had to hold up a little bit. Freer-Borner now giving it a ride to the far side of the field. Lindsley for the Yellow Jackets. Johnson. And that's going to be off of Clocker to the far side. We'll have a throw here coming up. Ticking down toward the last 15 minutes here. Bergerson now for the Jackets. Lindau. Julia Lindau now for UWS. Lifting it over the top. Judnick is off. I guess that's the one thing. Brooke Judnick has been called offside now about 5 or 6 times in the game. She won't mind. She's got a goal today. I don't think Coach Nick Piazza will mind either. Free kick here coming up for the Cougars. It'll be taken by Lavallee. She'll send it to the far side. Here's Lau. Caitlin Lau for Minnesota Morris off in the corner. Bryn Johnson now turning it back for UWS. Coomer now trying to turn. Now lifted in the Yellow Jacket or toward the 18. Bergerson will head it wide. Taylor to Cook. Julia Lindau now for UWS. Lindau. Now sending it wide. Johnson. Judnick. Now here's Neve Larson on the run. Larson for the Yellow Jackets. Trying to cross it for to Cook. Left it a little bit over the top. Now Bryn Johnson. Judnick trying to turn through a couple of players hitting the deck. And now Larson will give it a long ride over the top of everything. And substitutions now for UWS. Julia Taylor and Emma Wright going to come back in. 14-18 left in the ball game. Looks like Nagby is going to check out. Off the goal kick now, comes forward. And we'll have a foul called here against the Cougars. Free kick for UWS. Looks like Burmeister will line it up. Cougars going to hold the line, top of the 18, Burmeister. Lifting it toward the 18. Comes back up the middle. Long shot taken now with the right foot by Lindsley, and that one will ride high and over the top of everything. "13 minutes and 30 seconds, remaining here on the afternoon. Been a wonderful day in terms of the weather. If we could carbon copy this all the time, I wouldn't mind. Jackets, by the way, they're 4 goal scorers, different players. Single goal so far for Neve Larson, Emma Wright, Julia Lindau, and Brooke Judnick so far in the game. Johnette Nagby, who checked out a minute ago, has the lone marker here for Minnesota Morris. This ball popped up in the air. Now they'll play it wide. Riley Lovick's ball comes into Yellow Jacket territory. Burmeister will play it back now. Here's Quinn Clark. Clark now for Bergerson. Bergerson now for Burmeister. Up the near side, Taylor to Cook. Right holding up her run. Trying to direct traffic there. The ball over the top was under hit. Now Madison Johnson. The Cook ranging back. Good hustle by her to get back defensively. Now to Cook. Lifting it over the top. Was weighted right. Nobody making a run, though. And now Lau will play it near side. Lovick. Now Kovala. Ran out of room near side. We're going to 12 minutes now left. Cordova. Now it's Gansky leaving it for Toth. Bella Toth now taking it to the corner, trying to cross toward the 18, and Lily Clocker coming back to clear it with the left foot for UW Superior. Jackets getting ready to make another substitution here with 11 minutes and 20 seconds left. Toth on the throw. In for Cordova. Now Lindsley volleying out there with the right foot. To Cook. Emma Wright now for the Yellow Jackets. Right for the Yellow Jackets. Now leaves it for Julia Taylor. Taylor. Now Lindsley. Lindsley now hitting it over the top. Clocker on the run. Has Wright with her. Crosses it in. Here's the header. They score. $79-20 the time on that one for Emma Wright. Her second goal of the game. Her third of the season. Clocker the assist. The Jackets have 5 up on the board with still 10 minutes and 40 seconds now left in the ball game. Now Bergerson. Sophie Adler back in. She has an assist today. Adler turning on the right foot. Kovala. Burmeister. Emma Wright now for the Yellow Jackets. And that one will go out of play. It'll be a throw now for UWS. Burmeister on the throw, looking for Wright. Wright taking it on the wing now. Playing it back. Here's Adler. Right foot across, comes into the 18, into the 6, in fact, and Freer Borner off of her line will grab it. We're under 10 minutes now left in this one. Jackets leading at 5-1. Thought the Cougars might come back into it when Nagby scored unassisted. And 62-03 to make it 2-1, but the Jackets with goals at 67-44, 69-43, and 79-20 from Lindow, Judnick, and Wright, respectively. And now they're in full command here at 5-1 with 9 minutes and 15 seconds left to play in this one. Clocker, who had an assist on that last goal for UWS, sends it wide now. Kovala.
Scoring at the 80th minute for your Yellow Jackets was number 12, Emma Wright. She got assist on that goal by number 31, Lily Walker. And number 32, Charlie Lindsley.
And they're going to give a second assist on that one to Lindsley. I thought there might be a second assist. I just wanted to see who they were going to give it to. In the meantime, it'll be a throw now for UWS far side. Caroline Gore is going to come in now with 8:38 remaining. Also checking in for the Jackets for the first time is the freshman Kylie Sones. As the throw comes in now, here's Gore. Burmeister now. The outside, Lindsley will run it down. Now plays it wide. Here's Wright. Bryn Johnson now playing it. Here's Clocker. And also send it wide for Burmeister. Mercedes Burmeister. Sophie Adler. Adler with good hustle there to keep that ball in near sideline. Now she'll go all the way back for Quinn Clark. Ball through the middle. Lavallee going to intercept. Now Gore will take it back. Caroline Gore to the outside. Emma Wright has room to run. Nagby trying to track her down. And now Nagby will just blast it out of play. Throw coming up for the Jackets. Johnson looks like she'll take it. In for Clocker. And then she plays it in on goal. That one will be grabbed now by Freer Borner. She'll hold on to it here. Sones for the Yellow Jackets, now bringing that one down. Kylie Sones, the freshman. Through the middle. Now here's Burmeister. To the outside for Adler. A little bit of a heavy touch there. And it'll go out of play off of Sophie Adler. Throw comes in. Now Sones for the Yellow Jackets. Now ball over the top by the Cougars. Finds its way back. Quinn Clark touching it forward. Clocker, heavy touch. Now Nagby. Now Nagby again on the follow-up. They'll fend off a couple of Jackets. And now an offside. Hold on to the ball too long was Jeanette Nagby. Lindsley now for UWS. Bending a ball forward. Well, Julia Taylor making a couple moves with the ball. Plays it outside. Bryn Johnson's ball brought down. And now UWS will go back for Lindsley. In the middle now Gore. Now one picked off by Morris Nagby. Back for Rourke Niebel. Now Burmeister for UWS. Gore now for the Yellow Jackets. Zones. And to go wide, now picked up by Cordova for the Cougars. Bryn Johnson able to intercept, and now it's played over the top. Lau with Wright putting pressure on her. And that one will go out of play. It'll be a throw for UWS. Throw headed out of play. It'll be another throw for the Jackets. Throw from Johnson. Emma Wright. Bryn Johnson. Into the 18. Now Freer Borner can't find it. Ball's loose. Here's a shot attempt. That one brought down, still loose. Now comes back up the middle. That was close. Now on the outside, here's Caroline Gore. And it poked away. Now Gansky coming back for the Cougars. And play it wide for Cordova. Adler able to run it down. She'll switch it to the far side for Bryn Johnson. Now Charlie Lindsley for UWS. Clocker. Gore. Caroline Gore. This one skips off the outside of Lovick's boot. Now the volley. Lindsley. Bryn Johnson. Johnson now sending it to the far side. And Freer Boner will play it away. It'll be a throw for the Jackets with 3:08 now left. Sones will take the throw. In for Johnson. Now Clocker. Johnson lifting it into the 18. It'll be grabbed by Freer Boner on a hop. And 2:45 separating the Yellow Jackets from win number 3 on the season. Now Clocker back for Gore. And Gore's ball forward. Madison Johnson able to intercept. Now here's Toth. Bella Toth looking for options. Plays it wide for Gansky. Now Nagby. Nagby coming in at an angle. And that one will be tackled out. Corner kick here coming up for the Cougars with 2:05 left. Have you downloaded Swarm Central, the official rewards and loyalty app of the Yellow Jackets? Get started and receive 200 points just for registering and 200 more for downloading the app. Redeem your points for cool prizes in the Swarm Central store. Find Swarm Central in the Apple and Google stores today. Corner kick here coming up. Looks like Nagby did something to herself on that far side. She's walking off here very gingerly. Must have pulled something would be my guess. In the meantime, corner kick will be taken over there by Lavallee. 1:47 now left as the clock continues to move here. Volley lefting it into the 18. Headed on goal, and that one will be grabbed by Quinn Clark. She hasn't seen much action today, but Clark gets her first save here with about 1:30 left in this one. Now here for UWS is Sophie Adler. Adler for the Yellow Jackets, playing it out. Throw coming up with 1:15 left. Burmeister looks like she'll be the one to take it here. Throw comes in for Gore, Caroline Gore. Turning, playing it wide. 1 minute remaining, second half. Now here's Adler. And Toth will just send that one out of play. Throw coming up for the Yellow Jackets. Throw in now for Gore. Caroline Gore. She'll turn and get a shot away, and she'll leave that one wide. 38 seconds now left. Half a minute separating the Jackets from win number 3. Ball to the outside now. And this one will be lifted over everything and out of play, far side of the field. 15 seconds now left. Wright trying to turn with it.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
One more long shot taken by Gore into the 18, grabbed by Freer Boner, and that's how it ends here. As we jump into our post-game show here, sponsored by Synovus Energy. In the Superior Refinery, Synovus Energy, we energize the world to make people's lives better. We'll recap the scoring in this one quickly here. The Yellow Jackets in the first half, getting goals from Neve Larson at 21:47 unassisted, her 4th of the season, to make it 1-0. Then Emma Wright, the first of her 2 goals on the game, coming at 39:54 from Sophie Adler. Her second goal of the season to make it 2-0. That's where we stand at the break. Cougars cut it to a 1-goal game at 62:03 as Jonette Nagby comes in to score unassisted to make it 2-1. But then the Jackets 5 minutes and 41 seconds later, Julia Lindau with the first goal of the season from Larson and Carlson at 67-44. That made it 3-1. Then less than 2 minutes later, in fact, 1:59 later, Brooke Judnick with her first of the season from Larson and Kovala to make it 4-1, and then Emma Wright with her second of the ball game, her third of the season off assists from Clocker and Lindsley at 79-20 makes it a 5-1 final. Final shots in this one, the Yellow Jackets holding a 19-2 edge in total shots, including a 10-2 advantage in shots on goal. UWS had 2 of the 3 corner kicks in this one. 1 yellow card was handed out. That was to UWS's Cameron Hill, I believe. And then a total of 13 fouls were called, 7 of them against Minnesota Morris. A total of 9 offsides, 6 of them against the Yellow Jackets in this one, and far as goalkeeper saves. Quinn Clark gets the win for the Yellow Jackets, making 1 save, while for Minnesota Morris, C.J. Freer-Borner makes 5 saves and taking the loss. Your post-game show player of the game, definitely Emma Wright for the Yellow Jackets. She looked really good today. Scored 2 goals. Yellow Jackets' second goal at 39-54, and the Yellow Jackets' final goal at 79-20. She now has 3 goals for the season, so she's your post-game show player of the ball game. With the win now, the Jackets now 3-4-2 on the season. They are now 3-0-1 in the UMAC, while Morris falls to 1-7-2 overall, and they are now 0-2-1 in the conference. Up next for the Yellow Jackets, a long road swing that begins this coming Friday the 3rd when they will take on Martin Luther. That should be an interesting ball game down in New Ulm, Minnesota. 4:30 p.m. the opening kick there. They'll next be at home on Saturday, October 18th, taking out Crown College. So it'll be a couple of weeks before we see the Yellow Jacket women again. 1 p.m. the opening kick there, 12:45 the pregame. That'll be a Yellow Jacket TV broadcast only. That'll also be game 1 of a doubleheader. Our next sports broadcast, meanwhile, here will take place on Tuesday, September 30th. So this coming Tuesday, as the Yellow Jacket women's volleyball team returns home to take on St. Scholastica in non-conference action. Their second bridge battle of 2025. The Yellow Jackets defeating St. Scholastica in their first matchup at the Stinger Classic last weekend. They will be back home to take on the Saints. That'll be a joint broadcast on 91.3 FM KUWS and on Yellow Jacket TV, 7 p.m. The opening serve there, 6:45 the pregame with yours truly as the Yellow Jackets go for their second win against the Saints here in 2025. A big thank you to Bradley Lellis, who is my engineer, not just for Game 1, but also for Game 2. Also a big thank you to our entire crew from Yellow Jacket TV, as well as everyone who tuned into the broadcast. We hope you enjoyed it, and we hope to join us for more Yellow Jacket women's soccer in a couple of weeks when the ladies come home. So for Bradley Lellis and our entire crew, this is Matt Johnson. One more time, repeating the final score. UWS defeats Minnesota Morris. Final score here, Yellow Jackets 5, Cougars 1. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll be talking to you again in a couple of weeks. This has been Yellow Jacket Women's Soccer on Yellow Jacket TV, an affiliate of the UMAC Sports Network.